Good morning, friends, and my dear children. Once again, welcome back to our channel, Perry's Study and Motivation. I think all the children are relaxing. From many days, I was telling you, please not to relax, because even though exams are not there, it is our responsibility to at least concentrate on our studies at least for 2 hours in a day. Okay, so if you are not concentrating on studies, okay, and just relaxing, later the concepts will become tough for you and it will become very difficult for you to go through the concepts, and time will not be sufficient. So whenever we find time, we have to go through the concepts, okay, practice the concepts carefully, and then we have to keep learning the concepts. Okay, so this is Lalita Perry, your science teacher, and basically I teach chemistry. Okay, so I just wanted to complete the lesson which I have started, periodic classification of elements for class 10. Okay, so we have learnt, I have uploaded the videos up to electronegativity of elements. Okay, so the topics which are left over are one is electropositivity, metallic and non-metallic characters, which I am going to deal with that today, and concept of valency. These two concepts were left over, so I just wanted to complete the lesson, periodic classification of elements, within one or two videos, and after that I am getting the request from children to start nomenclature and atomic structure lessons, and some of them are asking for mole concept also. Okay, so shortly we'll be starting with those concepts. Until then I'll be completing with this concept. So today I'm going to tell you about electropositivity of elements. Okay, so let us learn what is electropositivity. Electropositivity of elements. So it is also one of the periodic properties. Okay, now electropositivity, this is also one of the most important periodic properties. So what is meant by electropositivity of elements? So this is also the tendency of elements to lose electrons. Okay, now some of the elements are having a greater tendency to lose electrons. Okay, so tendency of an atom to lose electrons. The tendency of an atom to lose electrons, okay, to lose electrons is called as electropositivity. Okay, we have learnt that some of the elements like sodium, better we say metals like sodium, potassium, whatever the metals whichever are there, metals have this general tendency to lose electrons. So metals generally lose electrons and forms cations. Okay, so in attempt of forming cations, okay, or in attempt of getting inert gas configuration as to become stable, okay, some of the metals will have the tendency to lose electrons. Okay, like for example sodium is there. Sodium's atomic number is 11. Okay, to become stable like neon, its nearest inert gas is what? Neon. Neon's atomic number is 10. So sodium, to become stable like neon, okay, sodium has to lose one electron. So nature of sodium is to do what? To lose electrons. So the tendency of an atom to lose electrons, you call it as what? Electropositivity. Okay, so all metals are what? Electropositive in nature. Okay, sodium loses one electron and forms sodium cation, Na plus ion. Okay, so this kind of tendency to lose electrons, to become to acquire the stability of inert gases, okay, such kind of tendency you call it as what? Electropositivity. And which elements possesses this character? Only metals. Metals are what? Highly electropositive in nature. Okay, all metals are highly electropositive in nature. Okay, and highest electropositivity element with highest electropositivity is what? Cesium. Okay, please remember this, you will be getting in the exam. Element with highest electropositivity. Okay, now highest EP. EP means what? Electropositivity. So element with highest electropositivity is what? Cesium. Okay, now cesium. Please remember, you will be getting this in the exams. Okay, highest electropositive element because of its large size. Okay, nucleus attraction is very less, so electrons can be lost from the last orbit of cesium very easily. So ease of losing electrons is very high for cesium. Okay, that means electropositivity is very high for cesium. Okay, so this is very important point. Okay, now we have to learn what, how this electropositivity varies in groups and periods, that we have to learn. Okay, and factors affecting electropositivity also, how this electropositivity varies in groups and periods. Okay, variation of electropositivity in groups. Recall, in groups means what? Groups, generally we compare the elements from top to bottom. A vertical row is called as what? A group. So when we consider any group, we consider or we compare the elements from top to bottom. So in any group from top to bottom, electropositivity increases. Okay, now in any group from top to bottom, electropositivity increases. In any group from top to bottom, what happens to electropositivity? Electropositivity increases. Okay, now electropositivity increases. That means what? I already told you once this point, that in any group the bottommost element is a metal. Please remember that point. Electropositivity is the tendency to lose electrons. Tendency of losing electrons is possessed by which type of elements? Metals. Okay, now metals possesses this character, right? So in any group, bottommost element is what? Metal. Okay, any group you take. Of course, in 1A group and 2A group elements, all are metals, of course. Of course, in 1A group elements, hydrogen is not a metal. Of course, that point also we have learnt. Once recall that, right? In any group, if you consider, okay, like if you consider 6A group or 4th A group elements, if you consider, okay, 4th A group. What is 4th A group element? What are those? Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Okay, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. Here carbon is a non-metal. Okay, now, and tin and lead are what? Metals. That means what? I said metals are what? Highly electropositive in nature. Metals are highly electropositive in nature. Okay, highly electropositive. That means down the group, what happens to electropositivity? Increases. Isn't it or not? All the metals. Okay, in any group, bottommost elements are what? Metals. And as metals are located in the bottommost position, what happens to them? Electropositivity will be more, okay, comparatively from the element which is present in the first to the element which is present at the bottom. From top to bottom, electropositivity increases. Okay, so in any group from top to bottom, electropositivity, upward arrow I have drawn here, which means what? Increases. Electropositivity increases. Okay, same like that if you go for variation in periods. Okay, variation of electropositivity in periods. How does electropositivity vary in periods? Okay, so in any period, period means from left to right. Variation of electropositivity in periods. In any period from left to right. In any period from left to right, electropositivity decreases. This means what? As you go to the extreme right of the periodic table, which type of elements are present in the extreme right? We have discussed. Did you remember? Which type of elements are present? In the extreme right of the periodic table, non-metals are present. So non-metals generally possesses which character? Electronegativity character. That means from left to right, what happens to electropositivity? It decreases, isn't it or not? Please understand the concept carefully. Okay, understand the concept carefully. Okay, in any period from left to right, in any period from left to right, what happens? In any period from left to right, electropositivity decreases. Why? Generally, in any period in the extreme right of the periodic table, non-metals are present. Okay, so as you go from left to right in a period, non-metals are present in the extreme right, and non-metals does not possesses this electropositivity character. Non-metals possesses electronegativity character. Okay, so that's the reason electropositivity decreases. You can take any period elements. Suppose if you take second period. Okay, what are second period elements? Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. So if you go for these two are what? Lithium, beryllium are metals. Okay, now these two are metals, and boron is a metalloid. You have learnt. Okay, electropositivity is what type of character? Metallic character. Please understand the word carefully. Metallic character. Okay, even if they ask about metallic and non-metallic characters, then you will be writing about electropositivity and negativity only. All are same, but wordings are different. Okay, now wordings are different. Please understand the words carefully. And here carbon, non-metal. Carbon to neon you can take. Carbon to neon are what? Non-metals. Okay. So metals means what? Metals are highly electropositive in nature. Non-metals are electronegative in nature. Okay, and metalloids have that property intermediate between both of them. Okay, now metalloids are not highly electropositive, not less electropositive. In the same way, not highly electronegative, not less electronegative. Their tendency lies in between the metals and the non-metals. That's why they are called as what? Metalloids. So starting elements in any period are what? Metals. And in the extreme right, which type of elements are present? Non-metals are present. So in any period from left to right, what happens to electropositivity? It decreases, isn't it? So this is about variation of electropositivity, okay, in periods. Okay, now what are the factors which influence the electropositivity? Factors which influence electropositivity. Okay, actually this factors which influence electropositivity is actually not there in our 10th class textbook, but generally better we study about the characteristics also. Okay, so factors. So what are the factors? Factors affecting same factors, general factors as what we have studied in case of electronegativity. Same factors. Factors affecting EP, electropositivity of elements. So what are the factors? Same factors. Okay, same factors. But how to interpret them? Okay, that is very much important, right? So first one, as usual, atomic size. Just think about this. Atomic size. If size is very big, okay, now if the size of the atom is very big, okay, last orbit electrons can easily be lost from that atom, isn't it or not? Because influence of nucleus won't be there. Nucleus is here and size is very big. Okay, size is very big. That means last orbit is very far from nucleus. That means what? From this last orbit, electron can be taken out very easily. Electron can go out very easily. That means if the size of the atom is large, electropositivity is also very high. Ease of going out is very high. Lot of scope is there to go out of this atom. Okay, now lot of scope is there to go out of the atom. Electron has lot of scope to go out of this atom. So if size is high or if size is big, electropositivity is also very high, isn't it or not? Because influence of nucleus only won't be there, isn't it? So if the size of the atom increases, electropositivity also increases. As just now I told you, cesium is a element with highest electropositivity because of its large size, isn't it or not? Okay, if atomic size increases, electropositivity also increases. Okay, so in connection to this, the second one you can tell on your own because all are interrelated to each other, isn't it or not? Second one is what? Nuclear charge. So if nuclear charge increases, what happens to electropositivity? If nuclear charge increases, electropositivity decreases. Nucleus is holding the electron not to go out. You are not supposed to go out like that. It is holding the electron with its attractive force. If somebody is holding you, okay, if you wanted to go out, okay, but your mother is stopping you not to go out, then you are under the influence of nucleus, you cannot go out, isn't it or not? So if nuclear charge increases, electropositivity decreases. Okay, if nuclear charge increases, there is no scope for the electron to go out easily because who is holding it firmly? Nucleus is holding it firmly. Okay, so there is no scope for the electron to jump out. Okay, so it cannot. So if nuclear charge increases, electropositivity decreases. Ease of going out, okay, decreases, right? Next, shielding effect. Shielding effect means what? Decrease in nuclear charge. Okay, nuclear charge, the phenomenon in which nuclear charge decreases. Why nuclear charge decreases? Because inner shells acts as screens. This we were discussing from 3 periodic properties onwards. In ionization energy we have discussed, in electronegativity we have discussed, and now also we are discussing shielding effect. What is shielding effect? The phenomenon in which nuclear charge decreases. Why nuclear charge decreases? Because inner shell electrons are acting as screens or objections, so that nucleus cannot able to focus on whom? Last orbit electrons. Okay, so many times we have discussed this. Once if you haven't seen my previous video, you can check. In that also we have discussed. So if nucleus cannot able to focus on the last orbit electron, that valence electron is free to move, free to go away. So what happens to electropositivity? Increases. Okay, if shielding effect increases, electropositivity also increases. Okay, now if shielding effect increases, what happens to nuclear charge? Nuclear charge decreases. If nuclear charge decreases, electron is free to go out, isn't it or not? If shielding effect increases, nuclear charge decreases. Then electropositivity increases automatically. Okay, quickly the electron can go out. Nucleus is no more influencing that electron, no more holding the electron. Okay, so if shielding effect increases, nuclear charge electropositivity increases. Nuclear charge decreases and electropositivity increases. Okay, so these are the factors which influence what? Electropositivity. Okay, so the same thing can be interpreted in another way, same like metallic and non-metallic characters. Okay, so what are those metallic and non-metallic characters? Just like electropositivity and negativity only, but those things can be understood as oxidizing and reducing properties also. Okay, so please understand the things carefully. Okay, metallic and next side heading which we have to keep is what? Metallic and non-metallic characters. Metallic and non-metallic characters. What are those? Okay, metals where they are located? In the extreme left of the periodic table. Non-metals where they are located? In the extreme right of the periodic table. So in a period from left to right, metallic character decreases and non-metallic character increases. But same thing you are using in different words. Please understand it carefully. Electropositivity means metallic character. Electronegativity means non-metallic character. Okay, electropositivity Electropositivity means what? Positivity means metallic character only. Metallic character. Okay. So metallic character. Metallic character means tendency to lose electrons. And loss of electrons is called what? Oxidation. Okay. So oxidation or oxidizing property. Okay. Please understand carefully. Oxidizing property. Electropositivity is what? Metallic character. Okay. And electronegativity is what? Electronegativity is non-metallic character. Non-metallic character. Please remember. Okay. The same thing, you have to interpret them in another way also. What is that another way? Okay, in what way you are going to interpret them? Okay, loss of electrons. Electropositivity means tendency to lose electrons only, no? So electropositivity, in other words, is what? Loss of electrons only, no? Loss of electrons. And that loss of electrons is also termed as what? Oxidation. Oxidation property. Please understand carefully. Okay. You are interpreting them with different terms. Okay. Based on the situation, you will use different words. Okay. So electropositivity is nothing but metallic character. Metallic character means generally loss of electrons will happen, and loss of electrons means oxidation only. Okay. But oxidation has another meaning also. Addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen. Okay. Loss of electrons. 3 different meanings are there for oxidation. Okay. But you can interpret. That's why I am using the word interpret. You can interpret them in different senses. Okay. Same like that, non-metallic character means what? Gain of electrons. Okay now. Non-metallic character. Non-metals will have the tendency to gain electrons. They are in want of electrons. Okay. Gain of electrons. And that you call it as what? Reduction. In other words, you can call it as what? Reduction. Okay. Oxidation or oxidizing property. Reduction or reducing property. Any way you can call. Okay. Here oxidizing property. Oxidizing property. Okay. And here reduction or reducing property. Reducing property. Okay. So these things you have to understand them carefully. But here substances which undergo oxidation are called reducing agents, and substances which undergo reduction are called as oxidizing agents. Okay. If you speak about the agents, okay, oxidizing and reducing agents, you have to just reverse the definition. Okay. What are oxidizing agents? Oxidizing agents. Oxidizing agents are substances which undergo oxidation. Oxidizing agents means the substances which undergo reduction are called oxidizing agents. Substances which undergo reduction. Okay. Which undergo reduction means what? Which gains electrons. Which undergo reduction, or in other words, substances which can gain electrons. Substances which can gain electrons are called oxidizing agents. Okay now. Which can gain electrons are called what? Oxidizing agents. Okay. That means which has a tendency to gain electrons? We have learnt non-metals. So all non-metals are what? Good oxidizing agents. Okay now. All non-metals are good oxidizing agents. And all metals are good reducing agents. Okay. So please remember even that point also. What is that? Okay. Reducing agents are what? Metals. Reducing agents. What are reducing agents? Substances which undergoes reduction. Oxidation. Substances which undergo oxidation are called reducing agents. Okay, that means substances which lose electrons. Substances which lose electrons are called what? Reducing agents. Substances which lose electrons are called what? Reducing agents. Okay, so substances which undergo oxidation are called reducing agents. Substances which undergo reduction are called oxidizing agents. Okay, so what are best reducing agents? Metals. Metals are best reducing agents. Okay, you have learned even in metallurgy also, aluminium is the best reducing agent, and aluminium is a metal. We have learned, isn't it? Example, aluminothermy process. Did you remember? We have learned aluminothermy process. In that, aluminium acts as what? Best reducing agent. Okay, so aluminium is a metal. You all are aware of that, right? So example, aluminium, the best reducing agent. And here non-metals, oxidizing agents. Okay, a good oxidizing agent. Okay, like you can take non-metals, good oxidizing agents. Any example, oxygen you can take, it's a non-metal, right? So like that you have to understand that non-metals are good oxidizing agents and metals are what? Good reducing agents. Okay, so metallic and non-metallic characters, how they vary in groups and periods, that we have to learn, and I'll stop the video up to there, right? So variation in groups and periods, variation of metallic and non-metallic characters in groups and periods. Okay, that we have to learn. Just you have to write it logically, that's it. Logically if you write, it's enough. Okay, in a period, variation in a period. Okay, in a period from left to right, in a period from left to right, metallic character decreases and non-metallic character increases. Non-metallic character increases. Okay, please remember, in a period from left to right, metallic character decreases and non-metallic character increases. Okay, so 1A group, 2A group, 3A to 8A if you speak. Okay, 1A group and 2A group both are what? Metals. Metals. Most of the elements are metals. Hydrogen, of course, is only the exceptional case. Okay, and 3A to 8A. Okay, as you are moving from left to right in a period, as you are moving from left to right in a period, 3A group to 8A group. Suppose fluorine 7th A group, neon 8th A group. Both are what? Non-metals only, no? So in a period from left to right, what happens? Metallic character decreases and non-metallic character increases. Metallic character means what? Electropositivity. Okay, non-metallic character means electronegativity. Okay, metals will undergo oxidation. Oxidizing property decreases. Metallic property decreases means what? Oxidizing property decreases and reducing property increases. In that way also you have to understand, all are interrelated. That's why I am telling you again and again, right? Okay, now in a group we'll see. In a group from top to bottom, I'm just rubbing this, right? In a group from top to bottom, metallic character increases and non-metallic character decreases. As just now I told you, in any group, bottommost element is a metal. Okay, in a group from top to bottom, in any group from top to bottom, metallic character increases, and non-metallic character decreases. Non-metallic character decreases. Okay, non-metallic character decreases. Okay, if you consider any p block, group of any p block, like if you take oxygen family. 6A group if you take oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Okay, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Okay, oxygen is a non-metal, you know, and polonium is a radioactive metal. Okay, metal. Tellurium, polonium are what? Metals. Okay, metals. Okay, and of course this is having a metalloid characters also. Selenium is a metalloid. Okay, polonium is what? Radioactive metal. Means bottommost element in any group is what? Metal. Okay, make it as a note point. In any group, bottommost element is a metal. In any group, bottommost element is a metal. Okay, bottommost element is a metal. That means what? From top to bottom, metallic character increases, non-metallic character decreases. Okay, so this is all about electropositivity and metallic and non-metallic characters. Okay, and we have only one topic which is left over, that is about valency. We are going to learn in the next video how valency and certain oxidation numbers of elements, how does they vary in groups and periods, that we are going to learn in the next video, and we can finish up with the topic of periodic classification of elements. So shortly I will be starting with topics like atomic structure, nomenclature, and some children are asking for nomenclature topic, and some children are asking for mole concept. Nowadays the views are increasing. I am very happy for that. Okay, please support me in my journey and kindly subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.